trail, and let's shift focus to the latest in the scam. We learned that the Enforcement Directorate is all set to start the extradition process against the fugitives Nirav Modi as well as Mehul Choksi. In fact, that's not all. Later this week, the agency will be moving its first application to charge Nirav Modi under the new Fugitive Economic Offender Law. Let's bring on board Vijay Iyer. He's standing by with this developing story. Vijay, isn't this a test case of sorts under the new Fugitive Economic Offenders Law? And what additional powers does the Enforcement Directorate now have?
As we all know, the Fugitive Economic Offenders Act is a newly put out act by the Government of India, empowering or giving more powers to the Enforcement Directorate under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Now, this act has been just notified a month back. The regulations have just come in. So, indeed, this would be a test case. And, of course, Nirav Modi PNB scam would be the first case to be tested, and all indication that next 2 to 3 days, the fresh prosecution application under the new fugitive laws will be filed by the ED in the PMLA court. Now, what does this law clearly intend to do? Firstly, all the assets of Nirav Modi and his family members can attach India as well as overseas. But the key is that these assets after attachment can go into auction even before the trial concludes. Now, this would be a test because clearly we all know once you get into the judiciary how things could get delayed and the whole auction process takes years together. That is where this would be a test case. Would this really mean that the whole process of recovering the monies of 13,000 crores that Nirav Modi owes to PNB would be expedited? So clearly in that sense, this would be a test case. Close to 6,000 crores of movable and immovable assets of Nirav Modi and his companies have already been attached. And as we know that against Nirav Modi, a non-bailable warrant has been issued by the PMLA court yesterday. So clearly the extradition process is the next step that ED would start, as it was in the case of Vijay Mallya. So indeed, for not only Enforcement Directorate, but the new law put in by the Modi government will be put to test, particularly with Nirav Modi being the first case. It's not about loss, but would the monies at the end of the day would recovered, and how soon could that money could be recovered is the most question.
Okay, well, that's an update we'll have to watch out for. How and what are the powers that the ED gets, and what is it going to file under the new PMLA? Thanks a lot.